once he was secure of his position, disregard any treaty and go on the attack again. How would you propose to get around those difficulties?
See, we can dismount. See, most of the ideas that I can come up with is basically pretty much taking out their bigger ships to actually have an equal foothold. Equal. Um, we can actually have a equal foothold.
Parity of
Mm,
arms.
yeah. So
How do you
basically,
propose on doing all of these dreadnoughts?
most of the big dreadnoughts have to drop into a sun.
How would you seize control of all of these dreadnoughts and drop them into suns?
Hmm. They would have to. We have to oversee them to actually do it.
You're assuming they're going to do this voluntarily.
Hmm. The last one did.
Why?
I don't know. He pretty
See, I
much.
cannot. Oh, carry on.
He goes. I don't know because yeah, he was getting attacked on two fronts. That's the main problem. And in order to secure a deal, he had to drop the dreadnoughts into the suns. Plus, we could. It works into our favor that our engineers could literally rip out some of the internal equipment from the dreadnoughts, making them useless.
Again, assuming that they allow our engineers aboard the dreadnoughts to do that, you're effectively entering into a disarmament treaty. But we have, in this case, no practical leverage other than the vague possibility of being able to negotiate over the destruction of the wormhole. Furthermore, in your universe, he was, as you said, under attack by two fronts, and presumably was on the losing end of that other war. There is no evidence of that here. What I'm struggling to see is how we can have a sustained peace in this scenario. I want one, I do, but as long as we give him time, he will simply fortify his position and then resume his attack later on. Furthermore, it is a dictatorship of the fundamentally mentally unstable, and without wishing to sound glib, you cannot negotiate with crazy. They do not keep their word, they are inconsistent, they change their minds, they are utterly unpredictable.
See,
How would
the
you propose
problem
to get
is,
around these problems?
see, the problem is that each infamous can there can be a glitch in each infamous. It happened in our universe. The only reason why we were able to negotiate was because the infamous himself in our universe was a rare glitch. He wanted peace. He wanted to negotiate for peace.
I understand.
But he
But carry on.
but the problem was that they consumed the memories, the knowledge from the previous infamous. That's what drives each infamous to go crazier and crazier and crazier.
Problem there is that your plan hinges on not only a new infamous being appointed in now, but also on that new infamous being a glitch. And there is nothing to suggest that our universes will suffer or benefit from the same great good fortune. There are enough differences between our worlds to not rely on that just being the same, because it was the same in your universe. Furthermore,
Yeah.
if it was a glitch, he will eventually die and be replaced, as everyone is. And then the next one who comes will be another crazed, bloodthirsty lunatic.
That's why, yeah. Hmm.
Let's have
Uh,
let's have Commodore Parker, General Shamook, and Admiral Sakima kind of like we could say that part of the conversation happened over the course of the 3 days, um,
Yep.
and
yeah.
we'll say that going forward, any additional conversation or whatever is had with those other three NPCs, so that their expertise could possibly also be added into it. So, Captain Osprey and Commander Zed, at this point, you are sitting around a conference table with these three higher ranking officers, I might add. Um, is there anything that you would like to ask them or bring up or get their opinion on, etc.?
Osprey will ask, since Lasco Z raised the war on the second front being a relevant factor, he'll ask those present, does any intelligence from any of your sources indicate the existence of this second front or other great pressure on the infamous allegiance?
You're asking Commodore Parker, right?
I'm asking everyone.
Everyone? Okay. General Shamook will just scoff and, of course not. It seems to be, despite the insanity that the infamous tends to espouse and engage in, there has been no significant division. Probably the biggest would be the Dominion seeking some sort of replacement of ideology or leadership. But other than that, there has not been anything significant. Sakima, the Romulan
Mm.
admiral, says, similar to General Shamook, we have determined that the Dominion is probably the best bet for, at the very least, causing a division within the infamous allegiance. However, they're only a small, relatively small. They're a big part of the puzzle, but compared to the infamous allegiance and the rest of his um, underling nations, they're relatively small. Um, Admiral Parker says we have heard rumors, and this is only rumors, that another Dren clone may be coming to take the infamous's armada, his empire. We don't know when this is going to happen, or even if it's true. We've only heard rumors. If
What number?
we haven't got a number, we only know that uh, in each universe there can only be one version of the infamous, one overlord. And if another one enters into that universe, usually there's a conflict that occurs, and one of them takes over the rest of the others' fleets and ships and soldiers. They usually don't cohabitate or co-rule. Um, and normally, they're very relatively cohesive in that they don't attempt to do this intentionally. However, there is a specific Dren clone out there that has apparently conquered over a dozen universes, and including a mirror universe where he is an emperor, and is planning on eventually coming to ours. Again, we have no intelligence on when this is or what his identification is. We have only heard rumors. If anybody else has
Friend
any,
6.
Dren 6. Okay, so you do know who we're referring to.
Yes. Mirror universe to my universe.
I
He
see.
became emperor.
I see.
He conquered the whole.
Hmm.
And he's a lot worse than the current infamous.
Well,
And he's likely to emerge the wormhole that we have already identified.
well, there are, again, these are only rumors, but our temporal agents and our intelligence agents have given us information that suggests that his scouts that he have sent here have ships that can jump near instantaneously from one place to another across galaxies. Uh, Warp speed really isn't a problem for him as far as faster than light. It's pretty much more like instantaneous. So I feel like if if he was here already, we would know, but he has definitely sent scouts. And when he does arrive, whenever that may be, it will also be a big event that most likely we all see. And he likes to make
Out,
an entrance,
Yeah.
apparently.
yeah, out of character
Put it
question. The
this
wormhole that we noticed, was that a conventional wormhole a la DS9 where it's just 2 points in the same universe, or was that an inter-universe wormhole?
The Shackleton Expanse one is a normal kind of normal wormhole that's kind of like the Bajoran wormhole. The only difference
Okay.
is it's been artificially increased in size, like the actual size of the like the opening on on the Bajoran wormhole is like slightly bigger than, basically big enough for like several large ships to go through. The opening of this Shackleton wormhole is like big enough for like a small planet to go through. That's pretty much the biggest difference. And I don't
um
remember if you guys ran any sensor scans while the wormhole was open to determine where it led to, um, but there is two other wormholes that you guys would know about. Obviously, the Bassin Rift vortex, which does lead to another universe, which is what the Egregore are more concerned about because they know how the
yeah.
infamous travels. And then Starfleet and the Romulans have been creating artificial wormholes kind of throughout the galaxy. Going and exploring the Delta Quadrant, exploring other galaxies and stuff like that. But yeah, the Shackleton is definitely a kind of naturally forming stable wormhole.
Glasgow
Wow.
actually puts his hand up and goes, puts his hand up, just waiting
Parker just nods.
quietly.
Continue.
He goes, "Well, I can't, I can't ignore the one other thing is that my father's always been right about the prophets are sending us a sign, like they want us to go into the wormhole, to go into the wormhole, but I don't know why.
And
And to close it, we may not never get the chance to find out why."
Commodore Parker says, "With all due respect to your father, I'm not exactly taking the word of a formerly dead man into consideration. Also, he hasn't, as far as you know, he hasn't specified why, and that to me, that's reason enough not, at the very least, to doubt his intention. If not his intention, then his knowledge of the situation for sure. So we're definitely not going through that wormhole because we're pretty certain on the other side is the infamous Armada. Um,
I'm
but
also concerned that he is communicating seemingly through a non-inter-universe wormhole when he is rooted in a different universe.
that is
This
also
creates further questions.
that is also a possibility. We have to look into maybe he's being manipulated by outside sources. With all due respect, Commander. Um, however, oh no, come on, really? Why every time? Okay, I'm back. I think I'm back. It's hard to tell with this
Sorry
thing.
about that. Don't know why I dropped out there.
Oh, I did too. I think we
Yeah,
It
all
was a
might have.
gilded thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll start in.
all right.
Uh,
So
yeah.
go ahead.
Basically, all due respect, Admiral, I he's always been right on the mark about a lot of things. He may be cryptic about things and not especially tell us what the intention is. Usually, the prophets usually tell us, but when they're being cryptic like this, it's hard to tell what they're trying to convey to us.
Well, Starfleet Command is not cryptic, and after analyzing your reports, Starfleet Command has issued actual orders. The USS Legion, as well as Sakima's vessel and Shamuk's warship, will immediately make their way to the Shackleton wormhole and destroy its entrance, even if that means the total destruction of all 3 vessels. This is a do or die situation. If you do not seal that wormhole, the rest of the infamous armada will come through it. It doesn't matter if we can make peace with them or not, because if Drenton 6 shows up, he will just take their fleets into his own and go to war anyway. At the very least, we cut off half the problem.
I understand, sir. And in the back of Osprey's mind, he was thinking, and this is also the plan that I was going to suggest, because his general approach was always to try and get had the campaign gone in this direction, to get things like the Dominion, the various nations that they absorbed, to break away from the Infamous again. But he never thought that actually getting the Infamous core itself to become sensible was on the cards. So it was weaken them by breaking off all of the little nations that they've absorbed and then destroying what's left.
Right.
So yeah, will however say to the Admiral, understood, sir. However, I am very concerned about the possibility of a inter-universal attack against which we would stand, I fear, little chance. Simultaneous strikes being planned against all other known infamous wormholes, including the interdimensional wormhole at Agrigoi.
The interdimensional Basin Rift vortex is we are in talks. Starfleet is in talks with the Agrigoi, and then before she can even finish, Sakima stands up angrily and says, "I thought the Basin Rift was to be left alone and guarded for now." And then Commodore Parker says, "Well, Starfleet Command, as well as the Klingons and the Agrigoi, have decided destroying the rift at all costs is our best course of action. Other wormholes that do not lead to other dimensions are not really viable options, as they are more useful to us than detrimental, and there's no real way of, without heavy modification, of transferring, from one universe to another through a wormhole like the Bajoran wormhole or the Shackleton Expanse. But like I said, the Basin Rift will be our next target."
He has a plan, but he's not going to detail it further here, partly because place to do it, but also because Romulan might try to stop us. So,
well, you have no reason to think she'd stop you from taking out the
going after
Shackleton
this one.
Expanse.
Yeah, it's the Basin one.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, Osprey is on board with this plan,
Cool.
and has no further questions.
What about Zed? Does Zed have any questions?
Not at the present time. He's a little concerned about the Prophets, what they've been wanting.
Okay. On the infamous Dreadnought Primetime, Kar and Zukive, you have been staying just ahead of the infamous security, mainly due to Kar's engineering skill and his ability to sabotage the ship's internal sensors. If there is anything else you would like to do as far as sabotage or whatever, then that will definitely be a roll. So let me know if there is. And
so we're just needing to make a roll on our ability to sabotage and stay out of.
Alright, roll for what?
Yeah, the sensors are automatically taken out of. You don't have to worry about the sensors. But as far as any kind of surveillance, any locked doors or unlocked doors, any automated weapons, anything like that, you'd have to make a roll for.
Okay.
I'm going after surveillance.
All right. This will be a. You both can roll whatever your highest is, security and engineering. However, this will be a combined roll, so basically, even though you're both rolling, making task rolls, I will just combine however many successes you get into one, and as long as you get 2 or more successes altogether, then surveillance is knocked out, at least in the section that you're in, so that they can't physically see you. And any kind of automated, force fields or weapons or anything like that that may detect you are also kind of removed from the playing field. You also be able to decide which doors you want to be locked and which you want to be opened. Currently, you're in a cargo bay, so you are, in a sense, cornered, but you also have like ventilation shafts that you can go through. You have other doors, so it's just how secure do you want to be in here. You don't really know you don't know how close the hunters are to you. You only know that they were chasing you, several hours ago. So you can't really make a decision as far as like which way to go or anything like that. But you can decide like which doors you want locked, which Jeffrey's tubes or ventilation shafts you want to try to go through, or what have you. So yeah, it'll be control or reason, either one, and whatever your best score is on security
Giving
and
you a
engineering.
threat.
Okay.
Giving you a threat.
All right. Fair enough. And did y'all have momentum when you guys ended last game? I think you
Yeah,
had
I think
one.
so. Yeah.
Okay. Um, Also for the bad guys, the hunters, you guys can give me threat, and you can also spend threat. So if I will go ahead and message you
Yep.
how much threat I have, and then you guys can spend it on things. But I'm only gonna tell you the threat that I have for you to spend. So like some threat I have for me, and then some threat you guys will have.
Damn.
Okay.
I'll put it
I
in
mean,
the TIP general chatter.
okie dokie.
I just rolled straight.
If I can find the frickin'... There it is. Okay. Let's see. So we got 2, 3, 5 total. Nice. Just changing that. Okay. So with a total of 5, you guys are gonna add to the pool 3 momentum for the good guys to use. um, yeah, basically, so the main door that you guys came into, do you want it locked or unlocked?
Lock it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Ventilation shafts, it's a cargo bay and it's big, so there's a lot of them. That they can't really be locked, but you can kind of investigate. You don't see anybody kind of sneaking through the Jeffrey's tubes or ventilation shafts, yet anyway. It's coming to get you.
Is there any plausible weaponry that could potentially be in this cargo bay? Like, say, I know for a fact that certain cargo bay tends to might have something automated to, pew pew at anyone trying to break in.
Uh, you don't. So when you did come in, you immediately noticed 4 automated laser or automatic pulse turrets in each of the corners. Your hacking ability disabled them. But if
I
you
actually, I have an idea.
okay,
If they're gonna try going through here, I'm gonna rig it to have no coordinates, just target everyone.
okay. So basically, the hunters or TI security is gonna come in thinking, oh, the turrets are on our side, but they're just gonna target everybody. Gotcha.
Yep, exactly.
All right. Let's see. What was the other thing I was gonna mention? There's one more thing I can't remember what it was. Oh well. So in that case, the weapons. So as far as handheld weapons go, anything equivalent to like a Type 2 or Type 3 weapon, you can say that you found over the last 3 days. So and the infamous Allegiance kind of scavenged weapons from all cultures. So whatever weapon from any culture you can think of in Star Trek, short of something crazy like a Borg freaking arm pulse cannon thing or something like that, but anything normal that you can say that you found. what I would do with that, let me look at your character sheets. I would just, maybe you have weapons, maybe you don't. Yeah, you each have a type 2 phaser there. So if you decide that you want a disruptor, just add vicious onto that. And I think that's really the only mechanical difference between the two. And obviously you can't stun and stuff like that, but yeah. Oh, and I think rifles do 1 more damage if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
They also have the accurate quality, which allows you to be able to aim for free, basically. So maybe change it to rifle if you want. And that'll kind of be like where, because I know that, obviously it's been 3 days, so you guys haven't had the time to actually, do this stuff in game or in character, and so I'm making it up to you guys by letting you kind of pick whatever weapon you want and have.
I'm Yonki the Disruptor Rifle.
Okay. Just make sure you put it in your character sheet when you inevitably have to shoot somebody.
Don't worry, I edited it.
Is there any chance that we found any sort of body armor or something to bulk up our resistance?
I think that would be kept more secure than, well, because weapons you can find on fallen people that you knock out, but yeah, I'll say you can each have 1 body armor. I think, and Edgeford, you might know better than me, but I think that does that increase it by 2, the resistance by 2, or I think it's 2.
Yes, it is. It is too.
Okay, so that'll make it a little bit harder for the hunters to take you down. I think that's fair. Let's see. I will also say that one of you, not both of you, can have a handheld scanner, an alien tricorder. It's not as good as a Starfleet tricorder, so you're not going to be able to get detailed information about somebody behind a bulkhead, but you will be able to basically see heat signatures and stuff on the other side of the bulkhead. Let's see.
Sounds like something Car would have.
Okay.
Unless Zukov really wants it and goes, no, give it. Snatch it from hand.
All right. So, is there anything else? Sorry, go ahead.
One other thing that Car would like to do is if, you mentioned, vents and stuff. So, for one thing, making sure that there's nothing poisonous going through those vents to try and knock us out.
No, not yet.
Sorry, poisonous would kill us. Anyway, but the other thing, too, would possibly be if he can get access to any environmental controls, he would like to try and flood with some sort of something to obscure, make it a bit harder to spot them as well. If we're making a last stand in the cargo bay.
Smoke grenade the shit out of the vents.
Yes. Then Zukov's just like, yeah, we're smoke grenading. Car's like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be a momentum spend though. I think that's going a bit more above and beyond than just finding weapons and armor. So
I'll
if you
give you my energy. Do it.
I'm good with that.
Give you energy.
Okay. So you guys are down to 2 momentum. Is there any kind of other investigation, exploration, or scanning, or research, or anything more intellectual that besides just survival that you guys want to do while you're here? You are behind enemy lines, so to speak. So there's a lot of opportunity to gather information if that's something that you want to do.
Who are they trying to broadcast to? If this is a
I'm pretty sure he mentioned it, but maybe not. I don't know. But basically, the entertainment hollow streaming basically is broadcast to all dreadnoughts, so scale 7 and above in the Infamous Allegiance, and basically
not to any planets. Then
it does to the planets that the Infamous controls outright. But there's very few of those in this universe. It's mostly just ships and the occasional asteroid starbase or something. There's very few planets that the Infamous actually controls. For example, the Changeling homeworld. He might have a drone clone there as a diplomat, but they don't actually control it. You know what I mean? It's not like they have troops there or a fleet there or anything like that. But yeah, basically mostly just ships and space stations and bases and stuff.
And I think we already figured out that we are on a ship that is in the in the wormhole, effectively.
Yeah, I mean, you could look out a window and see, like, I think I said it was like purplish red or something like that. But yeah, you could see like the typical, um, wormhole.
And I'm going to assume too that Carr has not had any conversation with Lasco Zed. I mean, before he got transferred over here, to know about anything about profits in the wormhole. So he's not going to be. I doubt he's like looking for anything like that.
Yeah, and I mean,
of course, he's also trying to not die.
Travor Zed pretty much. That's a relatively recent thing. Like he talked about profits in a typical way that Bajorans do, but like as far as like going crazy about the wormhole, like, oh, profits want me, blah blah blah, like that was relatively recent. It wouldn't be something that your character would have been privy to or even cared about even if your character had overheard it. Well, I guess it would because you're Bajoran. Anyone else,
yeah,
they wouldn't.
I figured not though, so I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah. All right, so now, unless there's anything else you want to do, we're going to jump to Huru, Storm, and Omega.
I was wondering, where's Karov? Like, what's happening at the moment? What's she doing?
All right, so since you're here, we'll go ahead and go to the cadets then first. So for those of you who have cadet character sheets, you're probably going to have to go to the other Roll20 and like copy it or something because I didn't really have time to kind of... Edgeford, you don't have to worry about it. You were in the last session for Starfleet Academy, so you're good. You're
okay.
If you're in the next season of Starfleet Academy, you'll probably be with Velik doing diplomacy with the Dominion, which is what he's doing right now.
Okay.
So yeah, I think there's 4 of you guys for that. But yeah, you'll basically have to kind of just copy the stats you're going to have to roll, and any talents that you're going to want to use, and any focuses. So yeah, most things basically.
I need to send a link. I don't think I'm in that one.
Oh yeah, you're not. It's the link is in the chat to the right. I don't know if you can see it or not. Let's see. Oh yeah. So what happened last is the runabout was going through the Bajoran wormhole. The prophets were like, what the hell's going on? There's something going on with the wormholes. We don't know what this is. Some kind of outside influence, I think I might have mentioned. But then as you guys were leaving, the wormhole shifted places. Like one of the openings shifted locations, and you didn't know which location or which opening it was, the Alpha or the Gamma Quadrant. Well, it's the Gamma Quadrant. So as you guys were backing out into the Gamma Quadrant, it shifted to where the opening of the Shackleton Expanse is, and you guys came out into the Shackleton Expanse. The only thing that you saw, but once the wormhole closed behind you, is a sensor satellite that your runabout scanner is just telling you it's trying to reprogram itself. So very soon, it's probably the spoof that you guys put on it is probably going to be gone, and it's going to detect the runabout. So that's what's going on at the moment.
And Runa sent a distress call to the closest starbase.
Yeah. Okay. So because you guys just showed up, we'll say that after this scene, we'll jump to Huru and Storm and Omega hunting, and then we'll jump back to Osprey, and that's when Osprey and that group will get the message like, hey, a bunch of cadets have shown up here. Because I mean, you're still on a ship that has subspace. It still takes a little bit of time to go 10 light years. So
yeah. Basically, yeah. The prophets mentioned that the power rates are making an assault on their temple.
Right, that's right. Okay, so
yeah,
what do you guys do? Lieutenant Runa's in charge, if I remember correctly. So what is her orders after realizing? I will just go ahead and say that as you look at the star charts, you realize you're in the Shackleton Expanse. You don't know it's called. You may not know it's called the Shackleton Expanse, but you do know you're in the Beta Quadrant, and you know that it's more or less unexplored space.
Okay. She definitely tries to figure out where the closest base is. It may take her a while.
Well, you already know because
you sent a message
to it. So
yeah.
Yeah, at maximum warp,
basically
it'll take a couple of days to get there.
So she wants to move away from that sensor.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, you guys' scanners is telling you that this satellite is running a lot of diagnostics. Like, hey, there's something wrong with me. What's going on? Let me reset to factory default. And as you're flying away, I think Etchishar, the NPC, was the pilot. So I'm not even gonna roll for that. You guys just move away from the wormhole. Is there anything else? Any orders that you want to give other than that? Other than move away?
Does the wormhole? Can we get a? Is the wormhole closed?
It is now.
Can I ask that?
Yeah.
Okay. She's gonna definitely say we need to make it back to Starfleet to inform inform them about the problems with this wormhole.
Okay.
It being under attack and the unstability of the Vision wormhole as well.
Okay. So as Etchishar kind of plots a course back, I'm spending threat, and I'm gonna say he looks at a console and says, "The sensor satellite, it's stopped its diagnostic. It's aiming itself towards the wormhole. It'll be broadcasting a message in 10 seconds, sir."
Bravo. Shoot at the shoot at it.
All right, Karava, that is a control and security difficulty. I think 1 for phasers, 2 for micro torpedoes. But if you use torpedoes, I am taking threat. Are you there, Karava? It's funny, his there it is. I was gonna say voice chat only fails when we ask you a question.
Yeah. I was gonna ask can you give me permission to use my character sheet? Because I imported it from the other one.
Is it working?
Yeah, no, but I need the permission to edit it.
Okay, I don't see it. Does anyone? Oh, I see it. It's at the bottom. I'll move it up to the top so I can see it. Yep, I will do that for you.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because I don't have permission to use that one. Oh, there we are.
Something worked right on Roll20. Yay! Yeah. All right.
I gave you orders to shoot at the sensor satellite because it's actually going to broadcast into the wormhole. We don't want anyone to know we're here.
I'll use the one that doesn't use threat.
Okay, so phasers, control and security difficulty 1. It's not too far away, but it's not super close either, so it's not that hard. It's a more or less stationary object with no shields. As long as you hit it, it'll probably be destroyed. And yeah, so roll some damage, because there is a chance you roll all zeros and then you miss. Well, no, there's a chance that you roll all zeros and you hit it, but a magical force field appears around it or something. I don't know.
I don't have a character sheet. I don't have a character. I don't have a thing for the ship's weapons.
Oh yeah. It's a runabout, so just you see where it says challenge dice? Just type in there. Let's see. I think it's 3 plus security. So just type in 7, and then hit enter, and then click it. Nice. Ooh. So yeah, you blew that thing to smithereens. Just shrapnel and debris go flying everywhere. The wormhole doesn't open. Signal's not sent. All right.
That's good.
Interesting. All right, so now we're gonna jump to Huru, Storm, and Omega. You guys, all you know is that Kar and Zukov are in the vicinity of this cargo bay. You already know that the doors have. Oof. You already know that the doors have been sealed. Hey, Nostra, you got a lot of feedback.
God fucking damn it. What? I was just trying to test out a voice mod. What?
It's
Oh, this is bad.
yeah.
Oh, mother.
Painful.
What the? Hold on. No. Better?
No.
No.
God fucking damn it!
Just go back to whatever you were before.
Yeah, I don't know
Just
what.
sounds like the intercom right now. Sounds like the intercom.
Yeah.
Ah,
You sound like a very, very bad intercom that's been fed into itself 8 times.
Maybe that's why they haven't caught us for 3 days. His car's just ruined it all.
Please don't laugh whilst you're like this.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
I'm gonna mute you for a while.
Whatever you did, change it back.
Too much reverb.
But anyway, so hopefully it doesn't.
Old stinky normal self.
Okay, yeah, that's better. So all you know is the cargo bay doors have been sealed. They're probably back there, but you're not 100% sure because internal sensors have been deactivated. And you do know, obviously, that this is a large dreadnought, so there are probably ventilation shafts going into it. But you're gonna have to give me if you can't figure out a way inside the cargo bay, then you'll have to roll insight security and then I can tell you a way to get in there. But it's up to you guys.
I do suppose I could immediately try and discern plausible ways of getting into the ventilation shafts to potentially corner these fugitives.
Okay. So the ventilation shafts are barely big enough for you guys to crawl into. Do you guys just go one in after the other, or do you guys split up? How do you want to do it?
So I'm going to suggest that we all split up. In character, we need to split up. That will even out a little bit. I don't feel confident in a locked door.
I was just about to suggest that. Both of us split each other up. Maximize efficiency. I get into the ventilations. Either of you figure out what other ways to get to corner those degenerates. And once we corner them, well, I do suppose Storm has some idea of. Frankly, I do not care. The elimination of potential liabilities, especially for the fact they've already caused damage onto this dreadnought. It's far more efficient to just eliminate them right then and there.
Agreed.
I look over them and I'll be like, I want this car as my slave.
Huru, you hear over your communicator, this is security deputy Dren 399. We have back up to your location in 20 minutes. Please stand by. The question.
In that moment,
I'll stay here.
Omega's already gonna go in.
Okay.
I'll stay here. You go in.
All right.
But I want that car as my engineer, as my slave. Okay.
All right. So Storm is staying outside. Huru and Omega are going.
Suggestion noted. However, if certain circumstances occur, they will have to both be eliminated.
I would like to go through one of the Jeffries tubes.
Okay. So you are you both coming? How are you both? I'll say the size of this cargo bay. There's probably like 10 ventilation shafts leading into the cargo bay. To pump oxygen into it. So how do you guys just go to the nearest ones and then drop in, or do you guys do it strategically? Like, assuming this is like the size of a giant rectangle.
Personally, I feel like Omega would actually try to instead go at the ventilation that would most likely be at the very top to actually get a vantage point and potentially catch some visuals on the targets themselves.
Okay, so straight from the ceiling.
Yes.
All right.
But I'm not gonna jump from it.
Right.
I have an idea once I get there.
Okay. Alright, so you are moving along, both of you are moving along through these tubes, and you get to the ceiling where you can open the hatch and look down. And Huru, are you coming in from the side, where are you coming in from?
I'm going to be coming in from the port side.
Okay. Let's see. Alright. And does Omega, being an android, do you have any kind of heat-seeking or sensor ability?
Aside from polyalloy construction, positronic brain, interrogation, dead-eye marksman, applied force, cybernetic right hook, and the regenerative polyalloy body, I'm not sure.
Okay, let's say no then. So basically,
But I am a very good sniper.
I'll say that I'll give you like the quarter, like you know that they're in the right or the starboard aft section. So like out of 4, parts of the cargo bay, you know which part of the cargo bay they're in, which quadrant, but you don't know where specifically because your senses aren't that acute apparently. So what do you do once you get to the ceiling hatch?
I'm going to patiently wait until they actually make a mistake.
Okay.
Or potentially see if they actually make an attempt to get into any of the ventilation shafts.
Okay. Well, let's jump to the Legion. You guys are boarding, unless there's something you want to do with the Admiral or the General or whatever. You guys are boarding your ship, and basically,
Yep.
the Resolution, which was a Stargazer or a Constellation class random boring ship, is now a refit Corps of Engineers ship. Just finishes putting on the last plate of neutronium armor, kind of moves away, and yeah, what are you guys doing?
Osprey
I
will
head straight to the
immediately
bridge.
call. Okay. Osprey will immediately call a senior staff meeting, which will be like in his reading room just off the bridge, because he is at least going to outline the plan and get them to have various suggestions before we just jump in and have them go, what's happening?
Okay.
So yeah, senior staff meeting, and he'll say, "Ladies and gentlemen, please, take your seats."
One question first. Who
Yes.
are you putting, since Zukov is indisposed, who are you putting in charge of security?
Let me just consult the list.
I mean, I did set up a chain of command if Zukov was out of commission.
I think it was the
Yes.
the Marine.
It was the
Marine Commander, Lieutenant.
Yep. Bye.
Armstrong. Okay, yeah, he's probably the most loyal as far as, Mackle. Yeah, right. All right.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure because
loyalty is going to be.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
So yeah, okay, brings all the people around here, and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, we have been given a mission to collapse the wormhole in the Shackleton Expanse. I have a proposed methodology to this, making use of our new capabilities with quantum slipstream drive." He turns first to Lieutenant Neelan and says, "Lieutenant Neelan, I would like you to go over all sensor data that we took whilst we were at the wormhole and plot as best you can a map of that area that we can slipstream into and then conventionally warp out of as fast as is possible." He'll turn to Lieutenant Armstrong. He'll turn to Lieutenant Armstrong. So, Lieutenant Armstrong, your role will be to utilize the sensor data that is provided by Lieutenant Nealon to create a series of pre-programmed targeting data, fire as many torpedoes as is possible at the wormhole as quickly as possible, all of which will be calibrated to collapse it. By sheer volume of fire, one may get through. And he turns generally to the entire room and says, my plan overall is to utilize our quantum slipstream technology, which they do not know we have, to appear directly in front of the mouth of the wormhole, ignore all other defenses that may be present, fire everything at it, collapse it, and then warp out, either using the quantum slipstream ready, or if not, using conventional warp technology, without engaging any other targets. Our new neutronium armor should allow us to withstand any initial fire for the mere seconds that I plan to be present in the vicinity of the wormhole. And as he sort of looks around the entire table, does anybody have any questions at this time?
Yes, sir. How close do you want us to be? You said in the front of it? Why not be a little bit behind it so we could actually calculate proper targets?
It looks. Question for the GM: Is this a bit like the DS9 wormhole where you can only fly into it from one direction?
Yes. However, I imagine with enough subspace disruption, it doesn't matter what direction it's coming from, as long as that particular area is disrupted enough via torpedoes in subspace. I mean, it could theoretically it would do the same thing. I think the only difference would be if the wormhole happened to open while you're behind it. Then you'd have you would have that wormhole in front of you, and then the ship would be coming out of it, and then the wormhole would be closing, and then you'd have a ship in front of you. But that's really the only thing that I can.
So that would be a disadvantage if we were in front of it, not if behind it.
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm just saying, if you're behind it and you fired at the same time a ship came out, that might be a problem. But I don't see any negative side effects to being behind the wormhole and firing at it with torpedoes, as long as that doesn't happen.
Okay. Well, Osprey will point that out. He's a little confused about how being behind it will allow better targeting, but he'll say, liaise with Lieutenant Armstrong to create the most effective possible firing solution to assure wormhole collapse. That is the only priority. That results in us being in front, behind, to the side, above. It is immaterial.
After a moment, you guys hear a beep, and Mr. Logan Dawson from the bridge says, Captain, we have a distress call from a Starfleet runabout that has just apparently appeared near the Shackleton Expanse wormhole. The only thing I can think of is they emerged from it. It could be a trap, but that's really honestly up for you to decide, sir.
Very well. Stand by, and then he'll turn to the whole room and say, feel nothing about our planned mission until I give express permission. So, if in doubt, remain silent. And then he'll go back to the person who just patched who just mentioned the distress call, and says, patch it through to my ready room.
Yes, sir. Now, do you guys on well, I'll ask Runa. I'll ask Mac. Mac, you're the one who recorded this message. Do you want to kind of dictate what exactly it said, or do you just want me to give the basic information?
I give the rundown of the prophets require assistance with the wormhole that I just emerged from. There is an assault on their very temple in this wormhole from the Par Wraiths. If this wormhole isn't stable enough, we could lose the wormhole in the the Bajoran wormhole at Deep Space Nine, and lose contact with the Academy NX base.
Out of character, to be clear, Johnson is suggesting that if one wormhole collapses, both wormholes collapse.
Yes. Runa suggests that, Lieutenant Runa.
Oh, it's Runa, not Johnson. Okay.
Yeah. Both, Runa suggests that.
Okay. And is this a pre-recorded message, or is this a conversation?
Pre-recorded. Recorded.
Yeah, it would have took several minutes to get to you, being subspace and 10
Okay.
light years away.
Yeah,
That
with that
is-
new information. With that new information, you can do with now.
That is interesting. Source of the information is, of course, questionable, but it is nonetheless information. Mission to do an insight security, like on the tone of the recording. I appreciate that will probably increase the difficulty. To see if Lieutenant Runa is, lying, being manipulated, talking out of her ass.
Yeah, no, go ahead. That'll be Runa or Mac. Do you want that to be contested, or do you want me to set a difficulty?
Just set a difficulty because she ain't talking out of her
Yeah,
ass.
I was gonna say. We'll just say difficulty 1, and anything over that you guys can bank as momentum.
All right, I'll just do a conventional roll. Watch me
number
stuff
and get
this. Hey, there's an extra momentum.
Yep.
All right. So Osprey believes that, at least Runa believes it. He'll therefore, on a sort of secure Admiral Captains only channel, update the Commodore about this situation to see if that changes his orders.
I completely forgot to tell you. It doesn't matter because of the, it really doesn't matter that much. But she is female. But because I didn't say her first name, I guess. But yeah, Commodore Demi Parker. I guess Demi could be a male name, but Commodore Parker responds like immediately, like less than a second after you say that. Like there's not even really any consideration, it seems. Assuming that you guys are you guys talking, like hailing live, or did you just send her a message and wait for response?
Oh no, this is live, but the sort of secure Admiral's channel with very high encryption.
Are you still in the conference room with the others, or are you did you go off somewhere?
For this conversation, he'll go to a private one-on-one room. You shouldn't have any conversations on a secure line where non-authorized people are. Yeah.
Okay, so in the ready room, she doesn't even hesitate to respond. She says, "Your orders have not changed. Go there, destroy the wormhole entrance, and return."
Understood.
Parker out.
Sorry. Orders are orders. Okay, all right. In that case, Osprey will turn to the staff meeting where he told them to wait a minute or two, and say, "Thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. The mission remains the same. However, we will attempt to recover our stranded Academy staff and students." I'm guessing from the automated distress signal it gave a location beam. So he'll say, "Please incorporate into the plan a rapid automated beam out and a pre-prepared message ordering shuttle to lower its shields as soon as we translate. If it is safe for us to lower our shields, we will do so and transport them. If lowering our shields would likely result in our rapid destruction, quicker than we can destroy the wormhole, we may have to keep our shields raised. I will make that call when we translate into conventional space. But assemble a pre-prepared plan for that outcome."
Okay. Because of the additional information regarding the runabout, I have increased the difficulty of Neelan's scan to be difficulty 2. It'll be, I will let you decide if you want it to be control or reason, Tali, but obviously it'll be science for the discipline, and the difficulty is 2. And I believe you guys have 3 momentum.
Give me a second here.
Yep, I will go ahead and pull up the ship, and if someone wants to roll an assist, they can, as long as it's reasonable. If you guys want to roll for the Marine...
Reason, science?
Yep, reason, science, and if someone wants to roll for the Marine, or if the captain wants to roll like kind of like a direct thing with presence and command, it's fine too.
Commander Zed says, "Are we going to ignore the request for help?"
Absolutely not. It is my intention to recover our students.
No, from the prophets.
The answer to that question will depend on the thing I put in the Roll20,
Yeah,
which
I'm
is
reading it
permission
right
to
now.
sort of insight security for me.
Yeah, sure. This will... I don't have a character sheet, so I'm just gonna set the difficulty at 2.
Okay. This is potentially very important, so to foci. Would constantly watching, sort of always being alert to danger, which might include duplicity if duplicity is a factor, be applicable here?
It does not apply here.
Okay. Fair enough. In that case, I'll roll 3 dice. Hurrah! We get that momentum back.
Yep. So yeah, go ahead, Tully.
You wanted me to roll science and reason, right?
Yep. I've already rolled for the ship, so you guys, as long as you roll and get at least 1 success, you guys are good. As for... so you got a complication and you got 3... Let's see. Yeah, 3 successes. So that brings you up to 4 momentum. Do you want to spend 2 momentum to get rid of that complication, or do you want to use 1 momentum to re-roll it at a higher complication range?
I'll just spend the 2 if that's alright with the team.
Alright.
Yeah. Seems
so
wise.
It's down to 2 momentum, and... so yeah, you've got all that set up. All you have to do is basically have the pilot go in and have the chief engineer, or not chief engineer, transporter chief, beam out the runabout people, and then have security fire torpedoes, and then warp back out. And all that is going to reduce the difficulty greatly because of this scan. But as for the Commodore Parker, yeah, she seems to be... She's probably it's not like she's hoping you show up there and then accidentally destroy the runabout. I think she assumes that you're just gonna show up there, you know, save the people on the runabout, and then blow up the wormhole and then leave. And if what Lieutenant Runa says is true, is that there's some kind of connection between that wormhole and the Bajoran wormhole, then so be it. Like, that's the risk she's willing to take, you know, to prevent a war that could decimate.
She's not a Dren clone going, ha 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 ha, I've tricked them into into destroying the Bajoran wormhole. It's a benefit reward loss calculation that she's just made. Okay.
Also, more than likely, the Starfleet Command themselves have already kind of taken into account multiple factors and kind of set like a level of like, okay, if destroying the wormhole destroys like the entire Shackleton Expanse, maybe not, but if it destroys like, oh, I don't know, another wormhole, then that's fine. Like, they've kind of already taken everything into consideration.
They've made it, yeah. They have. Okay. In that case, when Lasco Zed asks that question of the captain, Captain Osprey will turn to Lasco Zed and say, the request that was relayed via Lieutenant Runa has been made clear to the Admiralty, and our orders remain unchanged.
So you're willing to cut off...
The decision has been made.
Are they going to ignore the request for help?
Admiralty has not ignored the request for help. It has weighed the various factors balance decision is neither yours nor mine. We have our orders from a properly motivated lawful authority.
That's not right. It's clearly, if somebody actually requests for help, that's not. Ain't we obligated to follow the Starfleet protocols?
Not when it interferes with our direct mission.
when like that happens, because Osprey was about to open his mouth, he sort of like looks over to Lieutenant Nealon. He doesn't say shush, but it was correct. That was the right response. But he's thinking, yeah, you're a junior officer. Don't do that to the second in command. But he will nonetheless turn to the commander and say, Commander, the following of orders is a higher ranking obligation in this situation. Our orders are clear, delicate balancing act. Whether or not I approve of it has been made. Must follow those orders. You must follow those orders.
I can't ignore the request for help. He walks off the bridge.
Okay, as she's going to do... Wow! As she's going to do that, the fact that she said, I can't ignore this, and then walks off without even dismissed, creates in Osprey's mind an idea of, okay, she's a liability risk. He'll turn and say, Lieutenant Armstrong, have the commander detained. Fine her to the brig until the mission is concluded.
And I just, before Armstrong does that, I just want to verify with Mac, because I want to make sure that Mac heard me right when I said that the runabout is going to be rescued, right?
Yes.
Okay, but you're worried about the people in the Gamma Quadrant.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because I want to make sure that Mac is making Lasco Zed act in a way that makes sense, and also the prophets, I'm assuming, as well, because he will be worried about
because he's basically the prophets, the academy, the
okay. I just want to make sure.
The trainees that we could possibly have, the everything that could be piling up. He's worried about that, but he can't go against his belief system that he's been brought up with, and he's like, no, this isn't the Starfleet that I know.
Gotcha. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, that makes
destroying a wormhole for that.
All right.
And he's like...
And I should say, out of character... Yeah, I completely understand. I should say, out of character, if Osprey was the Admiralty, he'd probably give the orders that you want him to give.
Yeah.
But he isn't.
Yeah.
So...
so you know why he's not acting out of character. He's
like
a Starfleet officer.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Doing a mistake, and without the proper knowledge and resources to back it.
Okay, I get it. I just wanted to make sure, because obviously I haven't planned in my little notebook what's about to happen, but I just wanted to get that clear in my mind before it does. So yes, Lieutenant Armstrong will get up, kind of obviously hesitantly after what just happened, and kind of nod to you and say, sir, and then walk out to go carry out the order. As for Captain Osprey and the Legion, is the Legion leaving relatively nowish, or are you guys gonna still hang around and wait for this whole thing with Lasco Zed to blow over, or just because I need to plan for what's about to happen, in the other locations?
But so long as I've understood quantum slipstream correctly, it will be seconds between when we leave and when we arrive at the wormhole entrance.
It'll be about
especially
4
over
minutes.
this 4 minutes. Okay,
yeah.
that's
It's not
a short period of time.
It's not instantaneous. It's not as instantaneous as I made it out to be. Basically, it would normally take you 3 days, so that's a substantial drop.
Okay, so 4 minutes. Nonetheless, 4 minutes is not enough time to reliably complete a plan.
Right.
So he's going to wait until Lieutenant Nealon, Lieutenant Armstrong, and all the people have come with him and reported that they are ready and prepped with their pre-prepared, like fire plan, sensors, course routes, directions of travel laid in, directions of travel planned for leaving, etc. Essentially, a green light from all the planning departments, and then he'll give the order to go, because everything will be executed almost immediately as soon.
Gotcha. Yep.
Once we go. Yep.
All right. So in that case, I'm going to jump to the infamous Dreadnought Prime Time. You guys, Zukov, and this is from Zukov and Kar's perspective. Excuse me. You guys are in your location. How are you guys set up? Are you huddled in a corner with boxes surrounding you? Because that's how I imagined it in my head, honestly. Or are you kind of in the center of the room? Are you by the door? Where are you guys at?
Oh, hang on. I'm not sure if Nostra's here. Let me just ping her real fast, but...
Okay.
Or you've got her.
Yeah.
As far as positioning goes, I don't think being in the center of the room would make much sense, because that, even with the smoke screen, still is kind of an easier target.
Yeah.
Especially if the... Nostra, you back? No. That was a different person. Okay. So no, I would say Kar would kind of be in a defensive position. Especially since it's been 3 days and presumably no rest or sleep or food or anything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, I just asked where you guys were located, and as far as I know, you guys are kind of huddled in a corner, as far as Zukov and Kar, not the others. But like, you're in a corner, I'm assuming you guys put boxes, I mean, yeah, you have smoke around and everything, but that's not going to stop phasers or disruptors from hitting you, so I'm imagining you guys have like boxes around, the crates around to prevent, give you some more cover, is that
Yeah, just give us cover.
Okay.
Yeah, we're using that to recover.
Okay, so... You have, like I said before, you got your scanner, you have a heat signature above you, and you have but of course there's heat everywhere because it's a ship, so there's a lot of heat. There's obviously the cold of space outside, it requires heat, so you see a little bit of an increase in the heat signature above you, you see a little bit of an increase in the heat signature on the other side of the cargo bay, but you're not 100% sure that these are hunters or anything like that, but it's, you're 50-50 on it. So what do you want to do?
Working on my suspicion that it could potentially be a hunter. I believe the one on the side could definitely be handled as quickly as possible. Like, the hacked turrets?
Yep. But they're not going to activate until he steps into the room, though.
Alright. Is there a way for me to bait them in?
Talk about their mama? I don't know. I mean, if you can think of a way, it'll probably be a roll to see if they fall for it.
You know, those little bastard. I do suppose literally slinking in across the ventilations sure makes you so special, right? Especially from all the bootlicking you have to get all the way up here. You're pathetic. Your life is nothing. You serve zero purpose either. So, why are you even in the ventilations anyways? Why not just go jump out of the freaking ship and go out into the void of space? Kill yourself.
So, I just imagine Kar looking at him like, what the fuck?
Not necessarily. Actually, it's possible.
Listen.
3 days.
Yeah.
Your life is literally as valuable as a summer amp. We're just going to stomp on you, and you're going to try to keep coming back. We're going to seal up every crack we have, and you're going to keep coming back. Why? Is it because you keep smelling the syrup, you worthless, pathetic pidaraste, блядь?
Well, only you would know the answer to this. Does Omega take the bait?
No. He's going for the one, like,
the long wait.
Zukov's going on the one on the side, not on the top.
Oh, okay. So he's directing it at. Okay, so does Huru take the bait?
No, Huru's too intelligent for this one. He's gonna tap his comm badge and say ETA for the security reinforcements.
10 minutes.
Make it 5.
We'll do what we can, and after that, you guys hear.
Meanwhile, Omega is literally hearing all of this and just taps on the. Why is this Russian telling you to kill yourself? Would you like me to shoot him? Huru, respond.
He passed out in the ventilation.
Storm goes. Is somebody trying to get Huru to kill himself? That's not fun. They must definitely have suicidal thoughts to want to commit suicide. Those Russians are always like that. Seriously.
It's
usually that.
You guys hear crackling over the intercom. This is Spy Master Dren Slaughter 20, Liaison Officer of the Blood Rave Fleet. To all soldiers of the Allegiance, prepare to exit the wormhole. We are entering the Shackleton Expanse. Once we cross into the Beta Quadrant, we will officially be at war with the Federation. Thank you and have a nice day. And then you hear that crackling as the audio shuts out.
Oh, we're at war with the Federation? Awesome!
Oh, requesting permission to shoot. As he quietly pulls out the fucking rifle.
Well,
He goes. He run up to the door and say, "Yous are my slaves now."
Just so we're clear, did Kar and Zukov also hear this announcement?
Yes, this is throughout the ship.
Hold on.
Kar will definitely straighten at that point.
Let me finish. Let me get it.
Oh god. Alright, Omega, that's definitely a control and security.
Alright, let me roll, because I'm also on the infamous players thing, so I can roll specifically for Omega.
Alright,
Control
so
security?
It's gonna be a base difficulty of 2, but there is smoke, so the difficulty increases by 3, and I'm increasing it. I'm actually gonna increase the complication range to 3 because of just the awkward position of laying in the ventilation shaft, trying to point.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to give you 3 more threats.
Oh, thank you so much.
And guess what I got?
I don't know.
A 2, a 1, a 1, a 2, and a 2. Well, 2 successes, 1 success, 1 success, 2 successes, 2 successes, approximately.
Just count the successes for me.
2, 3,
no, just count
4,
them.
6, 8. 8 successes total.
Oh, wow. So that gives us 5 threat. Alright, so you fire. Who are you aiming at? Oh, wait. Technically, difficulty increased 1 more time to 4 because of all the boxes in front of you. But you still, hit. Who are you aiming at? Zukov or Kar?
I'm gonna go for Kar's knee.
Ooh. Roll damage. Also, what kind of weapon? What kind of weapon are you using? I know you have like 18 of them. Cardassian rifle. Okay. So this will just cause a lot of damage to the knee. It's not gonna like vaporize the leg or anything.
Okay, so 000 badge 020 badge 0 vicious 1 accurate.
So how much damage is that?
I have 2 badges and just a normal 2.
So that's 4 plus whatever the effect is. Do you have an effect for
Vicious 1.
Okay, so that's 6. So yeah, your knee is taken. Now, don't forget, you guys can avoid injuries either by spending 2 momentum or using a determination. So yeah.
I feel like after hearing that there's the cusp of war, that a determination could come into effect.
And then literally the nanosecond after that, your knee just
Yep. Jerks backward and a blinding light, a blinding pain goes through your leg.
Get.
Well, Carl will definitely cry out at that because he's not that manly, I guess. No, he's I was gonna say he's human, but that's not even true.
Just nearly stops and just literally grabs Car and pulls him right into even more cover at this point. And just
I think that got their attention, Lieutenant. You happy?
Yeah.
All right. Car, it's your turn because yeah. What do you want to fire back, or do you just want to get behind cover, or do you want to try to escape, or something else happened?
There's one thing that Car was going to say, but Omega kind of cut off any chance of conversation with Zukov. It's just that, well, if we're, I don't know. Basically, he's thinking that we might, if it's been 3 days, clearly no one is coming for us, so we may just need to take down the ship best we can, at least keep it from being able to be part of this coming up. That is what Car would have suggested. However, that never happened. So,
you could say that happened like a day ago, and you were in the process of doing that.
No plan.
A day ago, there wasn't an announcement about, hey, we're almost in the beta quadrant. We're going
to have to get to the core and blow it sky high.
Storm goes
right out of my mouth.
All right, Storm's next.
Storm goes.
Probably Car's just going back to cover. That answers that long question.
Okay. That'll increase the difficulty.
Storm goes, hey, Car, I want you as my slave.
Go kill yourself, you clone!
Nah, that's your job.
Storm.
Nah, you!
What is?
Oh, you little fucking gay little shitbag!
Oh my god, what is Storm? Is Storm just gonna trade insults, or is he gonna actually shoot? You have to get through a ventilation duct though, because the door is sealed. If you're gonna.
He's gonna shout insults through the door.
Okay.
While he's giving a distraction for like either Huru or Omega to shoot. Say, your mama like
security
me.
To distract. Roll present security. And
I'm contesting. I am contesting.
Yep, you roll insight security. Whoever gets the most
He goes, your mama said I was so good last night that you didn't realize.
You gotta beat 4.
You gotta beat 4.
I'm gonna spend some threat.
Alright, how many threat? How many threat?
Can I spend...
You got plenty, I think. I think you still got the same amount that I messaged you. I have plenty. Y'all have whatever I have.
Wait, I forgot something.
What?
Infamous. Are there turrets on the door?
What do you mean on the door? No.
He hasn't went through the door.
Yeah, the door's
sealed.
next
to the door.
Depends how close. It's probably like, I would say 30, 40 feet
away. Guarding the door. Are there guns guarding the door?
No, they're in the corners on the ceiling. Just
okay.
They rotate in random directions.
Oh damn, that is.
Yeah.
So
that's a lot of threat back.
I think Zukov is distracted momentarily. Is Huru back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Alright.
Do it, shoot!
Control and security. The difficulty is increased by 1 because of the smoke, so that goes up to 3. It's increased by
And
1
cover.
again by the cover, so that's 4. However, Zukov is momentarily distracted by your mama joke, so it reduces the difficulty by 1.
Your mama.
So it's a difficulty of 3.
That makes no sense.
And we still have threat to use, right?
Yep, you still have the same.
Yeah.
I think. How many did you spend, Mac, on yours? 3?
3, but
3?
I got.
So you still have 3 left.
Okay, I'll give you 1 threat for an extra die.
Alright.
Or rather, consume 1, I think, because you're the bad guys, but yeah.
Either way. Alright.
I'm okay with this roll.
Wow. Is that 13?
What happened?
Let me check your character sheet. Because I don't know if that 13 is a success or not. Oh yeah, the 13 is a success as well as the 16. However, that 20 is a complication. So for this round, what weapons does your character have? Do you remember?
Yeah, I have a Klingon disruptor pistol, and I have my Hirogen rifle.
Okay,
I'm using my Hirogen rifle.
Yeah, I was assuming that. So basically, because of the unless you want to, you can't really spend threat to get rid of complication, unfortunately. But basically, the Hirogen rifle kind of sputters a bit, and then smoke comes out the end. And for 1 turn, you can't use it. All right, so we are going to let's see. It was Omega first, then Car, then Storm, Zukov. I think you're next.
You.
What do you do?
Guru, why have you not eliminated the one that's currently distracted by Storm at the moment?
My rifle, it just went putter.
I see. I suppose I'll have to compensate.
No, it's
Go for
Zukov,
Zukov.
not Omega.
Oh, right,
Omega
right,
already
shit.
went.
Oh, right, oops, sorry.
It's all good. What's Zukov do?
Do I hear the sputter?
I don't think so. It's a cargo bay. It's pretty big, and there's also smoke.
You know what?
So you wouldn't know what it was even if you heard it.
I'm gonna go try and both take me and Car and go to the port side vent and go into the port side ventilations in the cover of smoke. Megan?
Hold on, I think.
Head out there.
Okay, so you said you're gonna try to just drag Car through a ventilation shaft away from the area.
Yeah, just get him into the vents first.
All right. Does Car resist that at all, or does Car just kind of be like, "What? No, okay, I'm going."
Well, considering that my knee has just been blown out, basically. Actually, what Karma... Yeah. He won't resist for now.
Okay.
Assuming he can walk on his... If he can't walk, though, that's a different story.
You can walk on one leg.
Okay. That's enough.
You can limp.
It's enough to get going.
Alright. So you get hauled into the vent. Let's do a fitness security difficulty 1, just to see if you get there, if you just fall out the vent and onto a mine or something. Jesus. Did you spend a momentum or give a threat for that extra dice?
I already told you my plan.
Yeah, but you rolled 3 dice. So
Look at DMs, Infamous.
Do you know how many DMs I get? Hold on. So you're...
All of them.
So you're giving threat.
Right.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that was a while ago, so I forgot about it. Alright, so yeah, you pull Car into the shaft, and you guys struggle down this port side vent, and we will come back to you in a moment. as we are gonna go to the runabout. What are you guys doing other than trying to get away? What are the cadets doing other than trying to get away from the wormhole and blowing up satellites?
Trying to get away from the continue going towards the bases,
All right.
Federation bases.
Like I said, it's gonna take days at your current warp. So
Yeah.
you're at warp. You might meet the Legion halfway. I don't know. But
Partway.
yeah, you're no longer right near the wormhole. Do you send your coordinates to the starbase?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're updating them on the process of where we're at in current
Gotcha.
trajectory of the so they know where we are.
All right. What about Carava or anyone else who's on that ship? I can't remember everybody who's there. We'll just say Elaine is knocked out. Elaine's character is knocked out from the turbulence or something. Oh, and Deason is there.
Yeah, I'm in the I'm in not maintenance. Engineering. Yeah.
Okay. Carava, anything you want to do?
Not particularly. She's just in tactical. Maybe she's worrying about the guy who got knocked out. Other than that, there's not much else she can really do at the moment.
Yeah, he's your doctor, so it's kind of you definitely want to try to get him up.
The doctor's knocked out.
If someone wants to, you can roll a medicine roll, just a control or reason or insight medicine, difficulty 1, just to see if you can slap him in the face and get him to revive a little bit.
Yeah, I'll give that a try.
Okay. I'm sure Runa can help, being a science officer.
Yeah.
Wait,
She should be like.
Yeah, control medicine or reason medicine. Or insight.
Yeah, I'll do control medicine.
Whatever's higher.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow. Alright. So you gave the group 2 momentum. So that puts you guys back up to 4.
I was hoping to fight.
Anything else y'all want to do?
Hey, Mac, can you mute yourself real quick?
What?
There's a
yeah.
big echo. That's why I said to mute for a second.
Gotcha.
Go ahead, Mac.
Yeah, she'll definitely come over and try to see if he's 100% to go back at his post or not.
Cadet Padar is probably going to need a rest in the bunk for a bit, but he's not sustained any substantial injuries. Basically, he's written out because the player's not here.
Yeah. Yep. She's double checking over because she had to mind with him to remove his pain from the headache.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Yeah, we'll wait till next game for him to kind of let you know how he feels about that. But anything else y'all want to do on the runabout before we jump back to the Legion?
Oh, Carla will ask Runa, do you think that the Prophets will be okay?
Who knows? Haven't received anything back from staff, so we could put the Prophets haven't really been in favor of the Starfleet so much. We'll find out, but we have to follow our Starfleet protocols. If yeah. Hoping.
Yeah. Okay. Hopefully this will help turn things around, I guess.
Yeah. Hopefully this is the turning point for them to actually wanting to this.
All right. On the Legion, unless there's the calculations and everything for jumping in, jumping out, shooting, you know, beaming and all that is already done. All that's needed is the actual roll for it. As for Lasco Zed, basically, unless Lasco Zed wants to try to do anything other than go with Lieutenant Armstrong, and if I remember correctly, Osprey's orders was to basically just, you know, detain him. He didn't specifically say throw him in the brig, so Armstrong's just going to take him to his quarters as long as Zed doesn't resist.
He doesn't resist anyway.
Okay.
If that is actually made clear to Osprey that they're going to quarters, he'll say, "No, break. I want it behind a force field and under guard."
Jeez, that okay. Okay.
Yeah, because he is anticipating that Lasco's Z religious conviction is so strong that he's going to attempt to break out and commit acts of sabotage.
I mean, out of character, I think that's a bit extreme, but okay, it's your ship. Alright, so Armstrong will basically say, you know, yeah, I'm gonna take you to the brig. I definitely don't, I mean, I would consider it just like a little kind of house arrest, kind of little short vacation until you get to Starbase or, you know, wherever you're, you know, wherever you're going after this. I don't know if, yeah, I'm a Marine. I'm an officer in the Marine Corps, so I don't know exactly how Starfleet does everything, but I can't imagine, unless you do plan on doing something, I can't imagine them throwing the book at you for disagreeing and walking out. But like I said, times are changing. And does Lasco Zed resist going into the brig?
No, he goes, it's a little extreme what the captain's doing.
Yeah, like I said, and then as
I go.
Sorry, go ahead.
I go to him. You can see the extreme of what Starfleet's going to literally destroy their own cause. So,
well,
I'm just sit here and let them destroy themselves.
I guess you know, with the infamous and everything, they gotta be a bit more hardcore. Either way. And he closes the.
Goes, did you see any planets destroyed?
What was that?
He goes to the lieutenant. He goes, did you see any planets destroyed? In your time? Nice.
No, I mean.
See, in my universe, we lost one planet. They thought it was fun. Kill off one planet. So if you talk about extreme, we had extreme.
I understand, but that's not here. I don't know if it's gonna come to that.
It will. If Starfleet keeps on doing this shit.
The force field goes up and he just nods. Well. And before he can say anything else, Lieutenant Mackle walks in and kind of smirks at you and he says, I knew you'd be behind that force field eventually.
People like you are the reason why Starfleet's rotten from within.
Ooh, I think that's a good place to jump to. Captain Osprey, are you ready for the role that will potentially end all roles?
I am.
Okay, so because you and Neelan are the only two player characters on the bridge, it's
and also Lasco Z will be released like. Yep.
Sorry, go ahead. What was that?
Lasco Z will be released like the moment. Lasco Z will be most likely released once the thing has been blown up. It's just okay. Now you can't stop me.
I completely get it, yeah. But yeah, basically it's gonna be out. Whoever has, let's see, because this is definitely mostly a security thing. I'm gonna have you roll Presence and security, and then I'm have science officer Neelan roll reason or insight and science as an assist, and then I am going to roll for the ship's assist. We're going to see how well you do. Sorry, go ahead. What was that?
Is it possible that... Oh, no, you're making it a security roll, not a command roll. Okay, in that case, one of my talents won't kick off. Continue.
I'm going to roll computers for the ship. In case it gets a 0, then it gets a free reroll. And it's...
Was that security roll or science roll for me?
Science. Unfortunately, though,
Right.
the ship is going to have to roll security because, again, it's primarily a security thing that's happening right now. And this is going to do everything because I don't want to have multiple NPCs rolling. That's just boring. So basically, the starting roll to do something like this without all the scans that and you know, kind of navigational insight that you had everybody do, tactical, you know, skill and all that you had everyone brush up on earlier, would definitely be like up there in the 4 or 5 range. But I have in my notes, every time you basically told the science officer or the security chief or somebody to do something, I reduced it, so it reduces it down to 2.
Excellent.
Yes, so he got a 10, which is definitely a success for an assist. The ship I'm rolling now, the ship got a 1, so that's 2 successes. So all you got to do is not fail or get a complication.
Yep. Okay, watch me get 2 complications.
2 20s. It's happened so many times. Okay. So you guys have +2 momentum, so you're at 6 momentum. So the ship comes out of warp. Oh, and just so you know, you do have your 2. Oh, your 2 escorts can't come with you. Well, actually, I think in my notes I said that they had been sufficiently. I'm gonna say they haven't. I'll just say that Commodore Parker forgot. And, they don't have slipstream, so they can't go with you. But basically, you come out of the slipstream and fire like a dozen. Which ones do you use? Photon? I believe the photons were the ones that you were calibrated already, right?
I think we had like photon, quantum, and something else.
Yeah, but you had earlier, like weeks ago, you had been like, I want to specify these torpedoes because X, Y, and Z.
I think they were the quantum ones, but it doesn't particularly matter. Whichever ones were the ones that were calibrated, those ones. Yeah.
Basically,
full spread every tube.
Yep, you fire like a dozen. You know, you come out at just the right angle, so even if a ship came out, it wouldn't matter. They wouldn't, you know, unless it's like one of those ships with like a 360 firing arc, they wouldn't be able to even do much about it. You fire, and you hit the opening of the wormhole, and you destroy the opening of the wormhole. And now we're going to jump into the wormhole to see what you guys do. Sorry, go ahead.
May I just do one teeny thing, which is only a few seconds, which is once he's given the order, fire! And he sees the torpedoes heading into the wormhole. He knows absolutely nothing is going to stop them. Sees them impact, the tremendous display of light, etc. As everything collapses, he will say very quietly under his breath, God have mercy on our souls.
Understood. All right, and then you go to warp and get out of there? Yeah, okay. So
yes, and we'll pick the cadets up on the way back.
Okay, fair enough. I'll say that, you know, it's easy enough for you to run scans and be like, oh, here's their trajectory. We're going to just drop out of slipstream, pick them up, and go back into slipstream. That's fine. On the infamous Dreadnought, prime time, however, you guys, Zukov and Kar, you feel a rumbling, and you hear over the intercom several different types of orders and screams, and you hear somewhere in there somebody destabilize the wormhole, retreat, and you guys Huru, Storm, and Omega. You guys get direct communication from Spy Master Slaughter, and he says all 25 ships of the Blood Ray fleet are heading back into the Small Magellan Cloud galaxy. We are retreating. The wormhole is destabilizing. We are going to be destroyed if we stay in here much longer, or at the very least trapped. So everyone hold on to something. And yeah, basically the fleet retreats back into the SMC. That doesn't help. Go ahead.
And basically, he yells into the room or and says, "See, your Starfleet's abandoned you now."
Well, that still might happen, Edgeford, because spending so much threat to have this happen, because I think it would be funny. This was actually going to happen to the Legion. Now it's going to happen to them. I'm going to say by now the smoke grenade is cleared. It's in game. It's probably only been like 5 minutes, but it's cleared. And before Omega...
And they're already gone.
What was that?
And they're gone.
Well, no, not yet. But before Omega and Storm and Huru can rush in and do anything, you hear another crackle over the intercom. And another voice that is not the Spy Master comes over the intercom. It's a more deep, kind of huskier voice. And same kind of Dren clone tone voice. I mean, all of their voices are basically different, or basically the same, but some have different accents. You can't really tell what accent this is, but you hear, "Greetings. I am Dren 6. I am here to subsume the infamous allegiance into my domain. Once that is done, the Federation may be conquered. I am here to negotiate all of your surrender."
Storm's just gonna go, "I'm off this ship." he goes, "Hey, used to." He goes, "Used to, please, come on. I can give you an escape room. Escape. Listen, if you don't come with me, Dren will kill yous."
That being said, we're going to pick up tomorrow with the infamous players. Car's leg is out of commission, so I think that's an easy enough way to kind of just have
After them?
I mean, it's up to Zukov what he wants to do, but it would make sense if like Zukov left Car there, but it's up to Zukov if he tries to drag him through the ventilation shafts.
I feel like if Car saw that he would...
Actually, the problem is that's against his values.
To drag someone or to leave someone?
He does not care if his mental or physical is at stake, so long
okay.
as his crew's is safe, and Car's the one in his crew.
That's true.
So by suggesting to leave him behind is going completely against his values. So no, that is a absolute no.
Okay. And what were you gonna say?
I would insist on it.
Okay.
If Car is dragging the lieutenant down, and like if he's not
basically, I mean, because get Car in the vents first, and then basically serve as cover.
Oh, wait, what? So wait, just put Car in the vent, then what's he gonna do? Like, he can't move on his own.
Oh, right.
So long term...
I mean, because...
Doesn't he have... Wait, you still have arms, right?
Yes, but Car's an engineer. Although I guess this clone does have better fitness than the real Car. But truthfully, I mean, because Car would be like, well, look, they seem... One of them seems quite... what is the word I'm trying to find right now? Quite insistent on making me her slave. So apparently I'm the one that they really want. So you need to just go.
I go, "Use both."
My word, this echo is bad.
He go, "You heard the change of tone in his voice when Dren 6 came over. Like, I can provide your escape room. Escape. Please just come with me."
It would be amusing if Dren 6 shows up and does the whole "I am here to negotiate your surrender" and is in the wormhole when it collapses. That would be funny.
Oh no, they're already out of the wormhole at this point.
Oh, okay.
He is in their galaxy.
What are you trying to do, Storm?
Listen, if they Dren 6, he kills drone clones for sport.
Alright.
Yeah, he goes.
That is highly inefficient.
If anyone who has a bigger infamous than him, yeah, he generally takes them out. Infamy than him, so he has an ego. I want to get going out of here, just disappear.
Alright, so I know where Mac's loyalties lie. However, as far as Dren 6 goes, next game, you guys will be given the opportunity, the three of you, the Infamous players, will be given the opportunity to decide which version of the Infamous you want to side with. However, we still need to figure out what to do with Car's character, but since Master Kriebel is not going to be able to make it tomorrow, so that's why I was asking about the leg
I think I have an idea. I have an idea.
Okay.
Why not maybe, I don't know, like, it's technically Omega's actually more loyal to Storm than, I mean, as well as the fact that nothing serves the Infamous, but if it actually serves the Infamous that they're on right now even more efficiently to just take them alive with us, then potentially that could work. So instead, I have the idea. Omega's gonna hunt those bitches down and just knock them out, and just drag both of them himself.
Yeah, basically, my character is thinking it's better to go, take him alive and open up a negotiation of peace treaty between the Infamous and our loyalty to the Infamous than Dren 6. Where his mindset stands.
Alright, so...
I will be taking them prisoner. There are no other comments made.
Yeah.
Alright, well I'm going to message Master Kriebel after this game, because this is where we're going to end, to figure out what she wants to do about Carr as far as meta. Like, yeah, we know Zukov wants Carr with him, but like, if Master Kriebel's not going to be able to make it tomorrow, then I'm not NPCing Carr. So...
okay.
We'll figure it out, and then I will let you. We'll let you know. We'll discuss it and everything like that. But yeah, just so y'all know, if y'all had died, y'all's consciousness would already be back, in your regular bodies. But y'all haven't died yet, so which is hard to do because of how Star Trek combat works. It's like very forgiving when it comes to death. It's like, oh, you got shot. Well, maybe you got shot in the knee.
Like how I specified, literally deleting the knee.
Yeah, I should have increased the difficulty. To be honest, you're supposed to let me know before you fire if you're aiming for a specific place, but I didn't think of it till way after.
I literally said I was going to shoot out. I was going to shoot out his knee. I literally specified that already.
Does anyone have any question? As far as reputation and milestones go, probably do what I did yesterday or Sunday, and just say everybody gets 4 reputation. You don't have to roll the dice. Just put it in your, add it to your thing. It only really matters if you're going to be in next season, I think, or if you're going to play tomorrow. As far as milestones, everyone who is a normal Legion character, regardless if you're going to be in it tomorrow or not, is going to get an ARC milestone. Does anybody have any questions?
No, you probably saw what I put in the chat about what Osprey does next, if that affects things, but yeah.
Did Carava just see the wormhole get blown up?
Yeah, the wormhole's gone.
No, Carava didn't see it because Carava's at warp. You were leaving. There's no way you would have seen it.
As a side note, what would Carava have done had Carava seen it?
Just because I want to know.
Yeah, out of morbid curiosity.
She would have found out the person who did it. and just casually would have just broken them to pieces.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's doubtful.
if you came in contact with Lasgo's, he'll annoying, pissed off state, and you would know he's a Bajoran Cardassian.
Because you just killed her gods. You know, that's fine.
Yeah.
You don't know that though.
Oh my god. It would be amusing though if if that were the case. I say amusing with my tongue firmly in my cheek. If that were the case, like if the prophets are dead as a result of this, and so one captain was the emissary of the prophets, and another captain was the doom of the prophets. That would just be.
Yes, I like that storyline.
And basically, Zed's mind, Starfleet's corrupted from within, so he's like, yeah, this is not the Starfleet that is not right.
Well, this is going to be an interesting season 6 to see how. And Edgeford, are you still not going to be able to play for season 6? I think.
Yeah, I really want to play for season 6. I really do. The difficulty is just getting to be time slots.
Yeah.
Like what are?
Well, I mean,
suggest time slots, but yeah.
Let me look at the schedule channel, because I mean, after like a week, everyone stopped putting their schedule there. So, but if you have a specific schedule, and I know I've said this before, but people, are like, yeah, Tuesday's good, and then later down the road, 90% of the people that were in that game leave. So I'm confused as to why that happens. But if there's a day that you're definitely like, oh yeah, I can definitely make it. I mean, I know Mac and Tolly are like 99% of the time gonna be able to make it, and then it's just a matter of.
I tell you what would be very useful is if, due to time zone shenanigans, what accidentally happened for me today would happen every week, because for me this game took place an hour earlier because we're on different time zones, as a result of which the game is ending at like midnight, not 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And that extra hour is starting to impact on work.
Well, what about? Well, because I know we have. I mean, we had when we had the Saturday game. As far as like when it was the Starfleet Academy game, we had so many people from not just the UK but like all over the world, and we did it in the morning primarily because of that reason. So if we moved it to Saturday, like way earlier than what it is now, would that help?
I mean, yeah, that should work fine. We could do it either in the current like alternate Saturday time slots, that would work perfectly, or earlier in the day on Saturdays. That should generally be fine. Again, I'll consult with the calendar and actually put something in writing.
Right.
But even if there isn't a scheduled channel, I'll drop it in here.
And I don't want to move it if it's gonna also negate other people's schedules. So if Saturday doesn't work for you, let me know now, and we'll try to see if we can figure out something else. Like I said, the reason why we started doing it on Tuesday was just because at the time when we had 8 players, they all said that they could do it on Tuesday, and then all of a sudden, like 6 of those 8 players left.
And this is why, even when it started being difficult for me after I changed job, I honor my commitments, damn it, and I still showed up.
Thank you so
much.
We appreciate it.
What's up?
Right, okay.
Nostra, what's up?
I also honorable in.
Yes, no, nobody's saying you're not. I want to make sure that everyone.
I just kind of fell.
No.
Whole thing,
but at the same time, though, like a lot of times you're like at the last minute, oh, I can't make it because of mom X, Y, and Z, and so I want to make sure that if Tuesday is not good for someone, that you just let me know. That way we can move it to another day.
Yeah, Tuesday. Well, here's the good news. During the summer, I'm most definitely gonna be a lot more available because I only have like literally one physical class, and then everything else is online. So, yeah.
Well, unfortunately, due to just the things making sense the way it does, we had to move it. We haven't had a lot of Star Trek games during the summer because it's just didn't make sense to have it, because it used to be a year-round thing, and I just after doing 20 episodes in a span of a year, and now just doing 13, there's a noticeable difference. But if I mean I do have modules and campaigns and stuff I run during the summer for Star Trek, but not this one.
What about other TTRPGs?
Yeah, I mean I'm down for playing in them, but I
What
can't.
about Call of Cthulhu?
I would love to play in that, but I can't GM it right now. Like I said, if someone could sit down and teach me how to GM it, I might GM it one shot.
Actually, I do have like several links to help you with that.
See ya, Edgeford.
Right.
Yeah, you said several links.
Yeah. Like, let me grab you the.
I mean, that's fine, but like I said, my schedule is crazy, so that's why I want other GMs to kind of step up and do these things instead of me. Remember, there's 50 people, between 40 and 50 people on the server, and there's 1 or 2 full-time GMs. Just remember that.
I know. All right, let me.
Hey, Master Creep. Hey, Master Creeple.
Yeah.
Would you consider letting Storm take you off the ship?
Absolutely not.
Why would you? Your enemy is asking to help.
The enemy that was like, I'm making Car my slave. Yeah, no. I envision, like, I'm telling you, what's most likely going to happen out of this is Car is killing himself just to get Zukov to stop worrying about him.
Oh my god.
Because it's like, if it's that or be a prisoner.
Basically, Storm doesn't. Okay, put it this way: Storm is literally gonna try and get you out of like Dren 6's hands, because if your body
Storm needs to worry about Storm.
Yeah, he's gonna try and get going if he's aren't gonna take his office.
I mean, Omega's already decided to just go after them and knock them out.
Well, we'll see how that works tomorrow. But I have to go because